Dhaka police has raided party's headquarters. Police has arrested a number of people. Some of their party activists have been taken into custody. Police says that detectives found 100 crude bombs, 500 wooden and bamboo sticks, and 5 to 6 bottles of gasoline in the raid. These protests pose a significant challenge to the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government, the first since she won the fourth consecutive term in January in an election boycotted by the opposition. Hasina has also made a lot of promises, but without wasting more time, let me straight away go to Ambassador Veena Sikri, former High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh. Madam, my first question to you is, why did Sheikh Hasina lose control of the streets?
Well, actually, I must say that in 2018, when the students' protests first came on the streets, and that time Sheikh Hasina was also the prime minister, it was Sheikh Hasina's government who actually scrapped the entire reservation system. She supported the students at that time and said that she scrapped the reservation system. There was an appeal, there was a case filed in the High Court, and the decision of the High Court case, as you have noted, came last month in June, saying that the Sheikh Hasina government was wrong in scrapping the reservations for students entering the BCS, Bangladesh Civil Service, and that it should be reinstated. Now, that case is still ongoing because the Supreme Court is now looking at it. There is a stay on the High Court decision, and on August 7th, the Supreme Court will be giving its verdict. So, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, in the beginning of the second round of agitations, which began after the High Court reinstated the quota, uh, uh, Sheikh Hasina kept saying that, look, please wait for August 7th. There will be a Supreme Court decision, and the Supreme Court decision will favor everybody, will please everybody. There will be no difficulty. We must recall that the students in Bangladesh never asked for scrapping the quota. They always asked for reform of the quotas. So the issue in Bangladesh has been a reform. That means perhaps reducing the number of percentages given to the children of freedom fighters. And in any case, the overall quotas available for entering the Bangladesh civil service had gone up as high as 56%. So only 44% of the open were the open seats available for the general category. So the students were asking for a reform, and Prime Minister was talking to them about it. I think it's also, we must recognize that it's probably the political connotations given to the word Radhakar, as you have mentioned. This is what seems to have number one sparked off increased demonstrations by the students, but it seems that there could also be at this time some political infiltration, maybe as you mentioned, the BNP, maybe the Shibir, which is the students wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami. And in response to that, we had the students wing of the Awami League, Bangladesh Chhatra League, coming onto the streets as well. I think this moment of intense clashes has led to the maximum number of deaths, which range from, the numbers mentioned range from 32 to 40 and above. So I think that this is the important point, that this sudden spurt over the last few days. And now Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has announced that a dialogue. She has appointed two ministers, the law minister and the education minister, to lead the dialogue with the students and to find a solution which would bring them off the street. There's also very clear that the army would have been called in, I think, last night to stop the violent protests. And as of this morning, the streets are clear in Dhaka. There is a ban by the Dhaka Metropolitan Police on any kind of demonstration or get-togethers. And although there have been some clashes in suburbs of Dhaka, like Uttara and other places, by and large, the situation seems to have calmed down a bit today. But we have to wait and see whether this calm situation will persist, and whether the dialogue with the between the students and the government will start. So I think that we have to recognize that the students in Bangladesh have always played a very important role right from the time of the 1971 war, when themselves, young people, teenagers or in their early 20s, who en masse decided to fight the genocide being enforced by the Pakistanis, and came on the streets.